Welcome back, guys. Sorry, Shawn died like a noob, and his power kind of went out. So we're coming back. It's part two.
We had to
Just
resurrect him.
yeah, we rezzed him with the nature spirit, because Spirit Ranger's OP. And,
That reference.
yeah, a reference. But we were on the topic of Mistpedia.net and where we sort of need your help, where you guys can contribute. So let's just kind of go around and try and figure out certain areas that are kind of lacking. Shawn, let's start with you.
Right now, it's definitely the player and team pages. Um, what we really need mostly is the teams and the players to come forward and help us with biographies, with team histories, pictures, really anything to kind of fill those pages up. I think that's probably the most important thing that we need right now.
Yep. Ken?
Uh, I would say that Sean's right on that. Another thing that is sort of a pet project for me, I guess, that I'm apparently not very good at. Plus, it's like, as I guess nostalgia, is I would like to see really old teams, like information about them. So like Super Squad, Team Legacy when they were still active, stuff like that, and the player bases for those also filled out. But that's sort of second to what we have right now and what we're trying to fill out right now. So that's more of a pipe dream currently. But it would be really awesome to like say these were the teams that happened and like that were around in the first place, and this is the kind of stuff that they did. And this is the kind of way that they played, and you see how it evolves.
Yep. Go ahead, Blue.
Yeah, teams and player pages, obviously, like Sean said, are going to be our main project at the moment. That's the main point of it, is to have it be a directory for players, teams, tournaments, and so on. We're also working on getting builds and all that in there. That's like sort of more of a backlog thing, because we have to catch up with meta and all that to keep up with what's in and what's not, what was old, what was old back then. Again, talking about the backlogs. And then like really far down the line, this like really far, we're still working out, I think, how we want to actually do this, but we could do like skills and stuff too. Like damage ratios, I think Ken mentioned at one point, but that's like that's really far down the line.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is.
One thing that I think one of you guys could probably jump in and help out. We haven't fleshed out the maps very well. I think there are pages for the big three, that's being Faux Fire, Kylo, and Forest. But the rest of the maps, even the new ones that are out on the rotation, they need your help, and they need the ones that are even there. They're not that great. They don't have much strategy in them. If you have a great strategy, you can always contribute that way.
But I don't think we really want like a ton of strategy and stuff like that. Maybe like map splits or something like that.
Yeah,
but we don't need like a ton of like player strategy stuff like that. I don't.
It's a billion different lists of splits. No, man, send them here.
Right. I think the biggest thing would be like going over particular styles of splits. So like
Yeah.
the 4-1 split, what that aims to achieve on what particular maps. So like on Forest Snifflehell, if you do a 4-1 split, the one will go to the enemy NPC or try to put pressure on their home point and that kind of stuff. And that's the kind of stuff that we would like to see.
So who takes
set.
this? If
Yeah.
you're split 4-1 and one
3-1-1 split.
Well, I don't know. It's been a while. I just remember GIGs is doing a video about it, and I was like, yeah, that's really good. Of course, whenever I see anything, that's what I say, and I just forget everything.
All right, guys. So I think that about wraps it up for the Mistpedia part.
Oh, one last thing I'd like to add is at Mistpedia.com, our Twitter, or not at Mistpedia.com, just at Mistpedia, which is our Twitter. We're going to be doing like live updates for all tournaments. So if you can't make it to watch a stream, you're at work, you're at school, you're busy doing something, if you follow us at Twitter at Mistpedia, we're going to be doing live updates for all tournaments. So you can still check on scores, you can see which teams are winning, you know, where your favorite team's doing, stuff like that, even if you're not able to watch the stream. So if that's something you're interested in, that's going to be really cool for a lot of people.
Absolutely. Also, we kind of use it to promote pretty much anyone who we see is streaming or whatever. If you've got something promoting and you're promoting on Twitter for Guild Wars 2 Esports, chances are we'll give you that retweet and help you get the viewers that you deserve. So, should we move on to the Invitational and the drama surrounding the PAX
Yep,
event?
I think it is time for the...
You want me to jump in here to this touchy subject?
Yeah, go for it, bro.
All right, so guys, obviously a touchy subject, so everything, I'm trying to keep this as just informatively as possible here. But let's go over this, what happened. So for those of you who are unaware, earlier today, a post was made on the PvP Events Forum stating that...
Internet.
By Colin, actually, which is I believe the lead game designer on the game, stating that Team Paradigm, who is now Team Curse, had been disqualified from the tournament. Now, the reason for this being, going again deeper into this, is because Zeph, the Mesmer player, Mesmer who played Thief in the qualifier, but usually plays Mesmer for that team, also the team captain, was from the United Arab Emirates, which was not a valid country per the rules. Now, and again, this is all going off the story we were talking.
Sorry to fill in some information here. For those of you that didn't watch, they pretty much won the EU regionals. They were going to be flown out to PAX later this month to compete for $10,000 or $7,500 first place and $2,500 second place. So they'd won that. They were going to go, and pretty much the rules is there's laws and stuff paying people to compete for certain countries. It's just really hard, and they weren't allowed. Sorry to cut in. I just wanted to fill that spot up so no one was confused and everyone was up to speak.
Absolutely. But Zeph was from United Arab Emirates, but that was not on the list of approved countries. It was not part of the European Union, nor was it Canada, Mexico, or United States, obviously. So that was not, and there was a few other ones that were thrown in there as well later on. But because of that, technically speaking, by the rules, yes, he was not allowed to participate in the tournament. However, and again, we're only going off of what we have seen on the forums here. Apparently, the team did approach Miss League prior to the tournament starting and was given a green light to participate, so long as, I believe, Zeph would have had to pay for his own accommodations going to the tournament, which he was willing to do. And with that, they won the tournament based in that regard. But now, post-tournament, I think we're 2 weeks after it now, they have now been told that Zeph cannot play. Now, Team Paradigm does have a sixth, a fill-in, which they had ready for that. Naya, I believe is his name.
Yeah.
So, but again, for whatever reasons, I think it was because their information checked out faster, they opted to go with Car Crash over that.
Who is the team that plays second?
Yeah, the team
that Team Curse, Team Paradigm beat.
Now, so that's basically the up and up what happened there. Now, let's take a look. Let's just take a look subjectively. Obviously, not going to put any opinions out there. Let's just say, because in all honesty, I think all three parties, ArenaNet, Miss League, and Team Paradigm / Team Curse, did make mistakes in this scenario. I guess we could go over what those mistakes were.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we're all in agreement, right? That all three parties made mistakes here.
I mean, I hesitate to even call them mistakes. I just think that, like, there definitely seemed to be a breakdown in terms of communication, which are just straight up miscommunications on all parties, which allowed for kind of the situation to get to how bad it is right now.
So, to kind of give you an overview of what's happening, so you have ArenaNet, and they're sponsoring this tournament. They're throwing down $10,000. They're paying for trips. They're paying for hotels, flights, food, all accommodations at PAX. Then you have Miss League, who is like help sponsoring it by running it. They're doing all the organization for the regionals and stuff like that. And so they were ones that I believe, and I'm not positive on this, that were doing a lot of the laws of who was like eligible and stuff like that. So I don't know. Team Curse, by going and asking, they got greenlit. I don't think they had much fault in that at all. I mean, they knew the rules, but they asked, and people said okay. So
the issue there was that they asked Miss League though, and not ArenaNet, which was the controversy surrounding that.
So
when the Miss League's the one running it.
Yeah.
Do you want to let Ken speak? Because Ken's making weird faces like
yeah.
the past 5 minutes. I think he wants to say something.
I always make weird faces when I disagree or like affirm something. I had it and then I lost it, but I'm gonna get it back here in 2 seconds. I think the biggest thing is when you have two entities organizing one thing. If their communication is correct and if their stances are correct on how they operate and administrate that or that event, there shouldn't be any cross communication that is incorrect. So Miss League should have known ANET's stance on how this event was going to unfold. So they should have known properly that somebody from the United Arab Emirates would not be eligible to even participate. So that's where I don't really like the distinction between like, well, it was Miss League, but it wasn't really Miss League. They should have asked ANET. Well, they shouldn't really ask ANET because it's Miss League. I think of them as the same entity. I think of it not in who did it. I think of it as organizers of the event and then the event. the event is going to be at PAX, and then the organizers of the event are both Miss League and ANET. And I think organizers in general were at fault rather than the player base, because they did ask, and they weren't given proper communication.
You could, but just again, you could really, looking at it from afar, you could kind of look at this any given way at the moment. So I think we have to wait a little bit longer for this to actually come down to fact. Before.
And then, so it sucks for Team Curse. It really does. You know, they've been playing this game for so long. They're one of the longest standing teams, if not the longest standing.
Longest standing.
In terms of roster, yeah, they have a really strong roster that's been together. They're a really popular team, you know. Teldo's always streaming, as well as, you know, other members stream from time to time. So it sucks that they're not going. Everyone was really happy when they won. But I do want to say that I really appreciate how professional they've been as a team. That they have not said anything negative, you know, besides, yeah, that sucks. But we understand kind of what's going on. We are going to continue to play this game because we love it. We're still really good at this game, and we're probably the best team. And even though we can't go to this, we're not going to throw a fit. We're going to keep playing. We're going to be professional. And I really respect that about how they handled it. The community as well, I think it's really cool how happy, or not happy, but how much respect they have for Team Paradigm, Team Curse, and how fast they were to come up and like try and defend them. But I think some people might have been like a little too harsh, or might have not understand completely what happened. So yeah, it sucks, but I think we're at a point where it's like we can't really help make any of these choices. I mean, there's laws. There's going to be more preparation, hopefully, in the future. Hopefully tournaments in the future, you know, go better, and everything's more up front. But there's not much we can do about it. It sucks. Hopefully everyone can help, you know, move on. Go ahead.
Looking at how people should react to this, though, some of the forum posts were saying that we're going to boycott this now. We're not going to watch this. Well, no.
That's dumb.
That's terrible.
I mean,
you can hate the tournament. You can hate the people in the tournament. You should still watch it, because right now we're in a position, we're in a very delicate, I'm going to be completely honest, we're in a very delicate state of this game becoming a major esport or not. Whereas these next few events that will be coming up will probably determine which way that goes. And by saying that you're going to boycott an event because of a mix-up in the rules and because that drama went down, you're only going to, in the long run, if you want to support this scene, you're only going to hurt that scene.
And in turn, you're hurting Team Curse, Team Paradigm.
Yeah.
You know, they're still supporting it. They're a great game, and it's awesome that you support those guys. But you know, by not watching them, by boycotting, you're ultimately still hurting the teams that you're trying to support.
These upcoming events are going to be huge, and the viewer numbers of them, the attendees at the events, if they are live, are going to make a big deal in this. And Sireph, if you wanted to go ahead, you can go ahead.
Just to piggyback off of that, you know, really, you know, what you said about us being sort of in a fragile state. Yeah, we are at this precipice where it is the make or break time for our game. The PAX viewers at the PAX event, and the viewers that we're going to get up on the upcoming ESL tournament are going to be some of the numbers that we use to sort of say, like, hey, our game is here. This PAX event is our WCS. It is our LCS. You know, we have to support it because we love our game. And I think that, you know, I think Shadow Plasm came out with that statement about Curse not, you know, yeah, it sucks that they're out now, but they're taking this better than I think any other team probably who's like lost in like a shitty way has. And they're not breaking up, they're not leaving the game, they're just they're taking it as fuel to the fire, you know, to keep moving on. And I think that we should all like sort of take inspiration from that and really like move forward with like sort of whatever plans you've got with this game. I think we should just continue bull rushing it, you know.
Yeah.
But, one of the other issues though is the fact that ArenaNet disqualified the whole team instead of just singularly Zeph. I mean, they, like Blue said, they had that 6 there. They had had the ability.
Well, we don't. I don't want to talk too much about that because we don't have full information.
Right.
We don't know if they have their passport. You know, they might have a 6, but do they have their passport ready? I mean, this event is in 3 weeks.
I was under the impression that they actually gave Team Paradigm, or Team Curse rather, a little bit more time than Team CC in order to get their ducks in a row. So I think it was more of a logistics issue that caused them to get DQ'd, which I guess is problematic because you figure the time span in which they have to organize this event, it's very minimal, it's very small. Within a month from the qualifiers, they're going to have a live event. They're going to have a live event, which hasn't been done yet. So everyone's a little hectic right now, and I think that that time constraint is what contributed to CC being chosen over Curse in order to participate.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of pressure to throw around there. It can lead to all these sorts of decisions, but we should probably move on to ESL, which is happening on the 18th, and that's Blues, baby.
Yes, that is. We just put out the news for that today. So it was originally supposed to be this weekend, actually starting tomorrow, actually, or rather Sunday. Rather, I was looking at the clock to today, but starting at 2 a.m. But it is going to be next weekend, not this weekend coming up. Obviously, we have worked hard. Prizes that are on that page aren't actually final yet, so that could still change. There could be more added to that. We're still working, but obviously that's under NDA, so I can't talk too much about that. Looking at it, though, it is going to be one of the more longest running tournaments right now. I think possibly the longest running tournament, because we're going to be having it going from next coming Sunday up until the 11th of September, I believe, will be the finals, I think, if I'm remembering the dates correctly.
That sounds right.
Yeah, and we're going to go all the way to that date, and every day it's going to be a very large tournament, too, possibly the largest in terms of its bracket span. 32 teams, double elimination. Up to this point, I don't think there's been a tournament that is that large yet, so it's definitely going to be epic, and I can't wait to see it.
So it's like, it's the format is just a couple matches out of a certain round of the bracket, double elim. So it's a massive bracket, so wow, that's going to be a lot of shows. That's a lot
32
of shows.
teams. 32 teams. We're doing starting on the 18th. I think the 18th, right? Yeah, 18th.
Yeah, it's the 18th on the
18th.
announcement.
Yeah. Actually, no, it's the 17th. Actually, I think.
Really?
That's when it starts. What am I looking at? Hold on.
It's 18th.
It's 18th.
Pretty sure it's the 18th.
I'm 100% positive.
Aren't you running this?
I'm the site admin / caster for it. So the date's been changed like 3 times already. So
yeah,
but
that is true.
But yeah, it should be good. And it's definitely going to be a big event. Like I said, starting on that date, it'll go every other day. And we actually have 4 casters on board. 2 of them are you guys, me, and we're also going to be bringing Steppenwolf on board to cast it as well.
Sick. Yeah, it's going to be
Can't wait.
myself and Shawn and Blue and Stefan. Ken is unfortunately not. I think he's going to take a little break because he's been doing so much hard work on.
No,
you're not going to take a break.
No, I'm not gonna. The reason isn't because I want to take a break. It's because school.
Well, yeah.
If I didn't do school, it would just be nothing but esports. But then I would also work in a kitchen forever, and let's not commit to that terrible, terrible nightmare. So.
Texas Roadhouse.
Esports.
But
school.
But yeah, guys. But going on, back on topic here. It's open signups too, so anyone can go in. We actually, if there's more than 32 teams, we are going to end up narrowing it down a bit because we do select those teams.
And open signups in EU.
Oh yeah.
Oh, man, it's EU only. What is this?
Sean's a better admin. He's not even the admin. And it is open signups only for EU servers. The ESL is more of an EU-focused organization. This is going to be on the EU servers. Players are responsible for when you do play games to have your own servers. So I would advise, if you are participating in this tournament, to purchase a custom server and have it up and running. For that, obviously, but open signups are up now. There's posts all over Reddit and all that. And I think we'll probably put a post to the info about it in the link for this video down below as well. If you want to put your team up, obviously you have to make the team on ESL's website and all that. But go ahead, sign it up. Should be a lot of fun. And like I said, prizes might actually get a little bit better than what they are stated as right now because that's still being arranged.
That's super sick. I'm hella hyped to see that too. To steal Sean's word, hella. From the West Coast hella.
Like it's his word.
It is, because like
trademarked by Shawn Buell.
North California, trademark.
Yeah, but I'm hella hyped, and I'm really excited to see all the sorts of things that go down here. Is there any chance of a NA bracket coming out for that eventually?
Right now it's not in the cards right now, but
All right.
maybe in the future.
We'll see what can happen with North America. But is there anything else ESL before we move on? No?
That's for the time being. That's it.
Well, sign up and play.
Yeah.
We'll get a cast to you.
Yeah. So I think the final sort of topic points is how we can improve the scene and talking about our community, because believe it or not, we actually have one of the best communities in esports. What's up?
If I could jump in, it actually is the 17th.
It is the 17th.
It's a Saturday instead of a Sunday.
Yeah, I know, because it was originally supposed to. We got to reorder the catering and no, it was supposed to be this Sunday, but because I remember because the lead admin told me this in Skype chat earlier, and I just didn't look at the post too much yet. But it has been moved to the Saturday, so it is gonna be the 17th, not the 18th. So that confusion is now cleared up.
Okay, yeah, we'll definitely put the word out for that via Twitter and all that fun stuff. But moving on. To how we gonna
sorry to interrupt.
We're just gonna go over sort of things that the average person might not realize, like might want to be or might be thinking rather, how can we help, how can we continue to grow things here with Guild Wars, because everyone who plays it generally loves it. We have one of the friendliest scenes in any game, especially in any MMO, and man, like there's so many things that we can do. So I think I'll start off. One of the big things you can do is follow players and community members on Twitter, because Twitter, believe it or not, I know that there are a lot of people who actually have told me oh, I don't ever want to use Twitter, but it is the best way for communities to connect with their figures, and communities to connect with their audiences. It's very easy. You can get it on your phones if you have a fancy mobile phone, unlike Will, and it's just one of those things that pretty much every other game has this, right? Especially if you look at Puckett from Call of Duty, he's something like 50,000 followers or something like that. All of those from Call of Duty, and they all receive notifications when he's going live. He updates all the time. It's stuff like that that can really help us get stream viewers, help us grow as a community.
Yeah. So, Twitter. Just want to say a couple things real quick. A lot more of the top players are starting to get them. You're seeing all these teams starting to get Twitter. You see them talking about events. You see them posting when they're streaming, when they get a new guide out, when they change their build, news and stuff like that. So, yeah, getting Twitter and following these top players are really, really good for the community, I think.
Absolutely. I think we saw all of VVV jump on, or most of VVV.
Yeah.
Now
I think everyone except for Kruk so far. Kruk just got signed to VVV today. I don't think he has a Twitter yet, but I'm sure we'll see that in the next couple of days.
Yep.
There's actually there's actually a post up on the PvP forums. I'm not sure if it's been kept up to date recently, but there was a post up that actually had most, if not
that
all.
Was Shawn's
nope,
post.
that was my post, and
Oh.
I plan on updating it, but it's not updated right now.
I forget you used to do all that stuff back in May when we were first getting started with everything.
I got this.
Shawn's got this, guys. I know Folly has an active Twitter.
Folly, Shan, VVV. There's actually a lot of them. I mean, Fusion, Cade, a lot of the top players.
Yeah. So moving on there, what's another way that we can kind of go on?
Twitch, big thing. Watching these streams. It means a lot to players when you watch the streams, and it really helps the game. When sponsors come into the game, that's one of the major things they look at as stream viewers. Of course, Guild Wars, definitely not the top game for streams right now. When the tournament comes up, we can get some pretty nice viewers. But as far as personal streams, man, if you're trying to learn a class, watching some of these players play solo queue through their streams or even team matches is a really great way. We have a lot of good streamers for Guild Wars. And watching streams when you're not doing anything, when you're not playing, when you need to relax, it's actually really good for the game, and you can learn a lot by doing that.
Oh yeah, a lot of them are actually very, I guess, a lot of them will answer a lot of questions that you have, for the most part, from what I've seen. If you have a particular question about the build that they're running, which I know Teldo's builds are really popular, and a lot of people that play Engineer run them, he'll answer a lot of any of them will answer a lot of these questions in their stream as they play. It's not like they stream and don't have their chat up. They make sure to look at their chat to interact. So.
And moving on, another way to show your support is go make sure you subscribe to your favorite YouTubers. Of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can hit the subscribe button. This is not shameless pandering here. This is starting a movement for Guild Wars 2 YouTubers. Also, Matt Visual, if you're watching this, huge shout out to you, my friend, because this guy is one of the main like PvE Guild Wars 2 YouTubers. He kind of like. He came up to me and asked me, "Hey man, can you teach me some sPVP?" We got him in a couple of games, had a great time with the guy, and he's actually helping us promote Mistpedia now on his videos as well. He and Wooden Potatoes are trying to do some great stuff, bringing you guys some PvP content. So definitely check him out. Make sure that you comment and like and subscribe. Get any traction you can, any numbers you can on YouTube content is just as important as Twitch stuff. It helps support pretty much everyone who makes them and everyone in them. And I would say, Blue, what's another way that people can show their support for the game that they love?
I think you got it all.
No, I think there's a little bit more. If you were looking at the show notes, we did make sure to this.
One thing
I'm really bad at these talk shows.
Helping the game to grow. So if you have any friends that like playing games, man, try and recruit your friends. Teach them how to PvP. It's a great way. People are used to that AAA MMO where you have to pay a monthly fee. Guild Wars doesn't have that. Use that as a selling factor. Get all your friends in here, some old gamer friends from different games, get them in here. And start a team, start competing. Most of these tournaments are completely free to sign up. There's no fees or anything like that. So get your friends, get a team going. It's not too late, teams are constantly adjusting with the meta. So it's not too late to get a team, get your friends, even if they're new, and just start practicing, and you can get to that high level, hopefully, and compete, and maybe even start placing, making some money.
Absolutely. Another way to do it is intothemist.com. You make a guide, read a guide, be a part of that community. There are forums there that are especially helpful, and the guide section for intothemist.com is actually probably the only one out there, if I'm not mistaken.
It's definitely the best one out there.
Yeah.
There's some others, but yeah, their calculator built in with the guide and everything. It's really good.
Yep. I know Devourer over there, intothemist.com, is really, really great at keeping everything up to date. I mean, I messaged him the other day with like, "Oh, you forgot to do a tooltip," and he like flipped out that he didn't have it already done and did it like on the spot. He said the guy is so cool. So please check them out. They're not sponsoring this specific show, but they do sponsor Surfer Stomp. They're like, I don't think we can really reiterate enough the guide section there. People like God of All You, Crux got a guide there. Who does?
You have Blinks, Aiden, Jumper, Coffee. They all have some really good guides out there. You should definitely check them out. Let them know. Yeah. There's PvE stuff, but tournament guides are what we really care about here. Even though the other stuff's good too.
Yeah.
Check them out. Leave comments. Let them know that you appreciate the guide. If you got your own build. Or if you run with the popular build that you know a lot about, make a guide, so other people can, not get stomped when they go into PvP. We can get other people that have good experience.
Absolutely, and I think kind of just to top this one out here, go on Twitter, and tweet at Guild Wars 2 and tell them how much you love this game, how much you love sPVP and the solo queue, whatever your reaction is. I'm 100% positive they want to hear it, and it just gives them more fuel to keep supplying us with great stuff and this great game that we have here. So I think that about rounds it up, guys. If anyone else has some kind of finishing words off for social media and improving the scene. Ken? Blue?
It's not necessarily for social media. It sort of goes back to the Twitch thing, and also back to the Invitational, not to beat a dead horse. I think the really cool part about the Invitational is with how it happened, there's going to be this particular narrative that if you want to see Curse do, like, to keep playing and do awesome stuff in the future, to tune in to see how that will develop. Because a lot of the stuff that happens in the esports scene is based on storytelling and narrative. I know this has like been beaten down to a pulp in a lot of other podcasts. But with Guild Wars 2, I think that's where a lot of potential lies. That we have a really niche community and it's really small, but people know each other enough to where there's that actual storytelling factor in it still, compared to like smaller games like Tribes, not to name one arbitrarily, but there weren't as many people in there, I don't think personally, that you can name right off the bat. So that's just me. I'm probably incorrect.
Anarchy AO is the only one I can name off the top.
That same here. Anarchy AO is the only one.
But
my God.
Yeah. So Blue, do you have anything to add, or should we sign out right here?
I think we're ready to sign out, Sire. I think they got it all covered.
All right. Why don't we start with you, Blue? Hey. Give us your shout outs, your sign offs.
I'm Blue. I'm a shoutcaster. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm terrible at these. At Dr_DR_BLU is my Twitter. My Twitch account, I guess I stream Monday through Friday most days, and weekends as well for tournaments. We're going to be having the ESL tournament on my stream, actually. So twitch.tv/BLU42 is where I stream, and that's all I got to say there.
All right, Ken?
Well, obviously you guys, I'm trying to think of other people. It's really mind-boggling me at the moment because you caught me when it's late at night. But a huge shout out to Kid Kun on Twitter. I'm not even going to say his name on Twitter because it's hard to get. He's a fantastic dude. He's helping me with a lot of stuff that I've done recently.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he helps out so much, not even just with me, with Shawn and others as well, to help the scene. And I think that's the kind of participation that's really needed. But if you guys are interested in me complaining about the website or my life in general, you can follow me at the Kenigmatic on Twitter.
All right.
I just want to say thanks to everyone that's helping to support the scene. This is the first time we've kind of done this show, and it's something we are looking to do in the future. So definitely give us feedback. Let us know what you think about this, if it's something you'd like to see or what you'd like to see. Thanks for everyone playing. Thanks to all the teams, players, everyone that, is on Reddit, is on the forums, that watches the videos, watches streams, everyone that's already helping. Really big thank you. As far as Mistpedia, thanks to everyone that helped with that. Silver, Vonathil, Claudia, Shadowplasm, sorry, I'm really sorry if I forgot some of the people that have helped a lot so far. Prior to it launching, I just want to say thanks to you guys as well, and everyone that made an account today and helped. I appreciate that. But yeah, I'm Shawn Buell. You can follow me at twitter.com/Shawn Buell, twitch.tv/Shawn Buell. You can see me play solo queue, team arenas, as well as cast some games.
You like the in control of Guild Wars 2 with the shoutouts there. Quick shout out to my sponsors, IntoTheMist.com. Of course, we did talk about their guys and their community. They're great people there. And also check out Server Stomp at youtube.com/Sireph, and of course the Q. Those are my two shows that I do as often as I can. By the time you guys are watching this, it'll be Saturday, and there will be a Server Stomp that me and Shawn are doing, and Shawn will be streaming that. The stream is twitch.tv/Sireph. You can follow me at MLG which is right down below my face, and that's big shout outs to everyone at ArenaNet working on the PAX Invitational.
Oh yeah.
Ali Murdoch, Donna.
Well, there's a lot of people that we don't know that I'm sure everyone at ArenaNet's probably working on this. So
what would be really cool is if Reddit sent them all cupcakes again.
Yeah, we should definitely we should lead the charge on that. Also, big shout out to John Corpening, good friend of the show, and
we love you.
And also shout out to my girlfriend, who I'm ignoring to be on this show. So good night, guys. Have a good time, and don't forget to play some Guild Wars.